are going to assume he's going, Syndra or Victor or, Control Mage, AP carry from the mid lane, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. Remember back to the days where on FlyQuest, people were like, always Control Mages for PoE, and he's playing, Kiana during the height of, the Assassin meta as well. So he definitely still could do that.
So Olaf going to be locked in means no Lilia in this game, despite your best intentions. Otherwise, Kobe, the team's ultimately going in different directions. She is very good. She is very, very good, especially when you consider that Tristana is possibly a mid laner, and you need magic damage somewhere in the composition. It's like, well, if you are playing an AD carry for Lost, and PoE is Tristana, Huni is your magic damage. But they've increasingly played weak side with Huni, and giving him Kennen doesn't seem all that appropriate. Regardless, though, we are into this one. Xayah going to be locked in, and even though Olaf can immune the root, you can just kill that guy with the blade collar at the end. So I think Xayah works pretty well with an Olaf in the game. Now I got to see what's alongside it.
Here are your scenarios where Olaf is better than Lilia as a jungle pick. Yes, the opportunity for AD mid laners is much bigger. They clearly don't care about that, even though they already have the Tristana. But the second one is if you get shield speed ups for the Olaf. And Orianna was what I was going to immediately mention because it's one of PowerOfEvil's best champions, longest, most played champions. And Seraphine is already banned out, which would be the other, big one that you want to play off of Olaf, because frontline, you get to shield him, speed him up, and you can shoot your ultimate off of him, plays off of that Berserker playstyle. And those would be the areas for it. Yes, the early game. You can also look at possible level 1, invades, but it's a similar thing with Lilia. You can go for level 1 invades off of Raptors and try and do, Raptor counter jungling. So we get our answer as far as the Azir question, though, at the beginning, as PowerOfEvil has not been dissuaded by the 10 damage off the soldiers, and goes right back to it.
Okay, so TSM, assuming they're going to last pick for top lane, get rid of some of the good blind picks for Niles. So Gnar is off the table right now. I'd assume they would rush pick, or yeah, there's Gnar. I got it right. Gangplank, though, off the table there as well. Realistically looking at an early pick support, Rel is gone, but Alistar obviously pretty solid. We don't really see Leona much anymore, though I think she can totally fit. Rakan going to be dropped off. Okay, TSM. I still think you probably go for support and kind of pick top. I don't see why you'd need to blind top, but what they want to do and what Golden Guardian's final ban will be.
I mean, they can also do Thresh, a blind Thresh, if they wanted to for TSM side. Following up on the top side, though, to try and protect what they assume is going to be a Huni final counter pick. I think that's everybody's going to assume that. Ooh, they actually take out the SwordArt Alistar. As far as the the main initiation that he has used in this game, we just saw Aphromoo in the previous game. Huge game-winning play from him on this champion. SwordArt is one of the guys, as soon as he came over here, you're thinking back to Flash Wolves days of his Alistar play. Super deep vision control, finding those flanks and finding those plays for TSM. It certainly has been the case. And when you have that priority on the Olaf, you're looking for charging forward. They do get him next best thing, the Nautilus with your point and click. You can basically just trade ults with the Xayah, try and do it that way. Click it on her. The Xayah does get to choose if she wants to handshake on that ult trade, but at the very least, it is a way to get it out.
True. And then, maybe the rest of the follow through lands there. Obviously, you can run around, but maybe you land the anchor afterwards. So Thresh going to come in as more safety, though. Definitely a very strong champion. The best Threshes out there are just absurdly good at the champ. I think Newbie can put on a decent performance here, and Golden Guardians will have to blind pick for Niles in the top lane.
Yeah, and shout out to Core JJ. If you go watch, he puts out a lot of these support-focused videos. He has one specifically on the Thresh Nautilus interaction for the timing on your hook bump and your flay. It is going to be more faith in Niles. Phreak, guess what you get after winning the game yesterday? Nice first blood on that Kled. Here you go. You get the Camille. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see, Huni. What are we going to counter pick with?
All right,
Huni. Spicy.
He's weak side. He is Gragas. I mean, there's plenty of good interactions with Body Slam. I believe Body Slam beats Hookshot. I don't know for certain. I know there are top players out there who know the interaction for sure. I will check Twitter like at the start of the game. So just tweet me at RiotFreak who wins Body Slam Hookshot. I know this is known information, and I will pound it off when the game starts and pretend like I'm the smart one.
Body Slam wins everything is my
it's my understanding
all questions. Body Slam is insane. For a basic ability, the priority is nutty. Fun fact: Camille E does override Warwick ultimate though. We'll still land this.
Yeah, because Warwick ult doesn't knock you out of your abilities.
But it's an ult, Phreak. It's an ult.
Sure. Yeah,
it's be unstoppable. It says so right on the ability.
Yeah, it's a little troll. I'll give you that one. It's just kind of troll. Oh, well.
Okay.
Camille's a fair champion sometimes.
So this game, though. Focus. Center. Focus. Here we go. TSM, looking for top 2 like you're talking about. Extremely important. They want to start playing MSI qualifications from the top. This is a team, they spent big in the offseason in order to have international success. So the whole reason they dropped $5 million on SwordArt is to be able to represent North America at international events like MSI. So they want the best possible opening there into the MSI qualifications. And they really have been on an uprising here in the spring split. You know, they had a few problems with their coordination and some of the communication early on in the lock-in split and the early weeks of spring, but they've really pulled it together. You know, they stabilized by first putting Huni on Gragas. You know, 5 games or a decent amount of Gragas games, not 5. That was it's a little over exaggeration, but they had him on the weak side, playing a lot more conservatively until they decided to you know, branch back out and look for some split push games out of him. This time is back on the Gragas, and he does have grasp, so it is going to be the more conservative style there into Niles.
I would like you to know that I've gotten 3 tweets now that all say body slam beats hookshot, body slam beats hookshot, and body slam wins. So
no surprise, Phreak. Let me tell you again, body slam always wins.
I'm not surprised. And if I've learned anything over my 30 some odd years of life, is Twitter is never wrong about anything. Take that as you will. But I assume they're right here. Yeah, we're going to just move past that one really quickly and look at the laning phase. As Stixxay and newbie going to try to push for the early level 2. They will have free lane control here, which means they can manipulate the wave as needed. Obviously, Tristana can fight back with explosive charge at some points in time, especially if you want to burn the cooldown for it, which is, I think, reasonably doable in like the first wave or so. But this will be, still a minion ahead, maybe 2 minions ahead. As long as you don't push it down too fast, the other wave comes in for reinforcements, and it works out okay. So we might get to see a hook play or a flay option if TSM plays disrespectfully here.
Yeah, level 2 is really big in the Nautilus Thresh matchup, and yeah, AD carries are a part of it, but it's so much about the hook play interaction there for newbie. If you can get that level 2, looks like they are pushing up. They should be able to secure it, no problem. TSM do give it up. You know, as you mentioned, they had the CS lead there.
Niles drops a couple of CS off of some misplay, but not going to mean too much. Nice try on the hook. Gets it in front of the minion, but off to the side. That was well aimed by newbie, but lost. Moves the right direction to stay alive. A little bit of blade color damage is pretty good. And we can go back in for the push. Indeed, Golden Guardian is going to push this wave into the turret as well and have it bounce back a little bit later. I believe... I'm not sure if they're actually able to track the Olaf at the beginning of the game. We know Golden Guardians did not leash. The Udyr was spotted by wards, though, despite the leashless start. So TSM knows what's going on. The Golden Guardian side of AblazeOlive now battling with PowerOfEvil, puts the shield on, gets the cannon. But down 5 CS in the mid lane, PowerOfEvil crushing this lane so far on Azir.
I really want to point something out here for Niles. He has gone Conqueror Camille in the top side. This used to be the go-to rune because it scales so well, and he's actually getting ganked right now.
Okay, Ghost, Sweeper, he knows what's going on. The shield's going to end, and okay, lines it up pretty well. He'll have to flash the Q. Nicely aimed, but it's not enough damage. Spica is going to trade basically summoner for summoner, but Niles stays alive crucially.
Yeah, if you already cast out your E, your legs stick into the wall, then you'll be fine. Need the interrupt to come after there for Huni to be able to try and stop. He teleported right back in the lane with them right next to him.
Oh no, he's on top of 2 of them. Niles, no! He's gonna try to jump away, but the flash is there. Niles, no! You are not allowed to play the lane like that. And first blood goes to TSM.
WTF, mate?
No!
Phreak, let me tell you, that TP sucked.
Yeah, it did, Kobe.
There for the side of Golden Guardians. Spica's still clearing minions with Huni, and this time around, he's in flash range. So as I'm saying, he's able to body slam and flash over to get him after the legs into the wall. Spica's immediately see that TP channeling. Thumbs up. Great. Welcome, my friend. Welcome back to death. And you see Udyr here for Iconic was heading up, but the a timing difference of 2 seconds, of 3 seconds, is the difference between life and death.
Yep.
So there you go. As I was about to say, super cool little, rune change there for Niles. The Conqueror, something I've wanted to see for a while, because I love actually watching Drutoot, one-trick Camille challenger top laner, for a couple years now, and he does so many in-depth matchup recommendations, and Conqueror is so insanely good for Camille for carrying later on, but the lane is significantly weaker than Grasp, and that's why so many LCS Camille's have all been on this train of Grasp in lane, especially against a melee champion. But you saw how low his health was versus Huni. If you have Grasp, that is not the case. As far as the first gank not turning into his death, that's definitely true. You still get 100%ed to 0 in the second part where he teleports back regardless of Rune.
Well, Kobe, checking out the lane, though, look at Huni's build. Tier is not a big surprise. The Doran's Ring to open, not a huge surprise either. It's the amp tome afterwards that says, maybe it's just AP Gragas after all. He's got the stuff first blood.
Harvester.
Harvester. Yes, please. Spica's back, by the way. That ward is turned off, and Niles' health bar is about to go all the way dark as well. This is gank number 3. It's kind of gank number 2. It's still a kill, and top lane is going bad to worse.
Oh, Niles had such a good day yesterday. He got a day of celebration, and it's right back to the punching bag here. Spica, relentless. Honestly, I don't blame him. Junglers are trained very early on in life. Camp top lane. Top lane is easily the most tiltable, especially after Flash is blown. The oldest trick in the book, you just stay there in a bush waiting for the teleport back. You kill him there, never let up on it. And it is going to be pain from here on out for Niles.
It is. Iconic, we'll see if he can get a gank off. I'm going to point out, by the way, that Spica has basically fought the Camille 3 times and is still out farming the Udyr, and then also getting the dragon. So Spica just getting a lot more done here. The priority of the Udyr has not gotten into lanes, has not managed to out farm. Spica outperforming right now in this game. Iconic just getting some Krugs and trying to get to level 6. Has that now, but not exactly an important timing for an Udyr. Not like you really care about getting rank 2 bear stance very much, but whatever. I guess that's actually probably getting something else, but based on point distribution.
Generally, they throw 1 point in turtle, and just to have the.
I was saying 0.2 bear, but it's just rank 3 Phoenix at that point because you're doing 1-1-1-3.
Regardless, for the top side thing though, also some of the CS for Spica is helping him shove out the lane. So some of it is a bit of lane farm here, and there is a bounty on his head now because of the 2 early kills on top side of the map.
Huni's going to kill a cannon. Niles going to take a little bit of barrel damage, but see if he can get that wave to go back towards his turret in any way. The farm is close, and thankfully for him, the assists only are on Huni. It's still a good 370 gold worth of assists. Like, he's still pretty rich, but at least it's not as bad as it could have been. As recalls come through in the bottom lane yet again. Stixxay already on Noon Quiver, same for Lost, but was up a pickaxe, which is pretty meaningful. 13 CS lead, though, going to feel good as he comes back with a control ward, boots and some armor as well for newbie. We'll see if the bot lane can keep going well. 13 CS lead may grow, and they'll need it if Golden Guardians want to win this game. 1,000 gold difference primarily from top is going to be a problem otherwise. Mid laners fairly close back and forth. Iconic going to hand over this blue to AblazeOlive. No problem there, level 8. PoE already had his trade back, and SwordArt's now in mid as well. Just make sure everything goes well. Share the cannon maybe for good measure, just in case PoE might miss it.
Yeah, just
in case.
It is actually a rotation with both AD carries up to this fight. Honestly, with the state of top lane, it's going to be TSM favored.
A lot of damage on a newbie, going to run out of health instantly, and now the rest of the fight could be rough as well. SwordArt on 5 HP, Stixxay gets 1 kill, but he's got to be careful about Huni. When does Blade Caller come back up? Because Gragas is still dealing damage. Lost over the top as well. This could be a chase down. Does Lost find the rest of it? The Q comes out. Auto's going to mean the roots, and Stixxay is just on the run, but he's been slowed by the barrel. Lost going to be in range. Ult Auto gets the kill. TSM 6-1 in this game.
Why? In what world do Golden Guardians want to fight on top side?
I don't know.
Really curious, start on the objective there. After yesterday went so well for them too, just TSM slamming them right back down into the dirt. If you win that giant team fight up by Rift Rail, and this Rift Rail, this is only 9.5 minutes into the game, and it is already a landslide victory for TSM because you're the ones also with Tristana. Lost in, they didn't even have to use the Rift Rail to get those turret plates. You just immediately are on them. SwordArt makes a big call. He's even level 6 to level 5 in the support matchup with Nautilus, so he has the extra ult. Like, it's a massacre, Phreak.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why they even chose this, though, realistically. It's like, you know the jungler's stronger, you know the top laner's stronger. Those are the ones who show up to the Herald's fight. Hoping that they can maybe get a 5v4 or something that, you know, maybe Lost wouldn't show, but you got plenty of tape. You know TSM sends their team to those fights a lot of the time. End of the day, the gold lead went from 1,000 to 2,500 in the blink of an eye. It's going to grow with Herald down there as well. 2 mythics done on the side of TSM. 0 for Golden Guardians. I'm sorry, Dignitas, but this is likely to mean that you are just locked in as 5th seed. A lower bracket spot because of that. TSM, though, still fighting for top 2. We'll orient around them instead, as that would be the big redemption arc for TSM. Like, they won the summer split of the LCS. They are the reigning LCS champions. People forgot about that because their Worlds was so bad. 0 and 6 group stage.
Yeah, they also changed 4 players.
Well, also, of course, I mean, the other 4 were asleep at the wheel when Spica went for a big sleep. And, so he got to stay on the roster. Everyone else is like, yeah, we're not playing anymore. We're done. I mean, Devil fully retired, which, you know, I wouldn't blame him. Anyway. That was
Phreak, leave it to Phreak to just play TSM as they're blasting this game. They have it in hand by like 10,
Yeah. We're moving on. I'm sorry, we're moving on. I get distracted really easily. I'm sorry about it. But yes, TSM, I was just telling the story of TSM over the last 6 months, that's all. Okay. The reigning LCS champions, back on top is kind of the road it feels like with this new roster. Huni under the tower knocks him into it, but can't get the rest of the damage there. Iconic was there for the counter get called the same.
Yeah, I mean, they can still brute force. Honestly, these two in the duo are so far ahead. Yeah, just brute force this one. It's only a few more autos needed on this turret, and while Iconic can come over, they still don't win that fight. This is just TSM laying it down. You can't do anything about it. Okay, Huni gets a little bit of damage, and they don't finish the first turret, but gold exchanged here, and if they just back off, then that easily can be finished up after the dragon.
I wonder if Niles could have just ulted that one and tried to lock down Huni and just have like Iconic show up, get the kill, because Gragas, no flash, no ult, like is not getting away from any of that. He can't knock you out of the ultimatum. I'm curious if that just should have been a play. I realize you don't want to ult a lot as a 0-3 Camille, but you were in front of your turret. Like the counterplay's not good there. Regardless, go ahead.
If you ult there, the only thing is that then I believe Huni still had body slam. So if you ult, then you have nothing to dodge. And he just immediately body slams you. Olaf ults, and they can burn you down. Maybe you get a 1-for-1 with it being inside the turret and turret aggro going on Huni, and it being a 1-for-1. But not making the call there to use the cooldown.
Yeah. Well, we are in this game right now where 2 dragons have gone TSM's way. Stixxay looking to see if he can stop a recall, doesn't get that one or anything, but this turret is running out of health pretty fast. Niles going for a bit of durability there with the Vamp Scepter, because of course with no grasp, has much less sustain, still running out of health. And it's, by the way, Everfrost on the Gragas. This was, I think, where people were looking when we saw the Gragas mana nerfs on Q, was, okay, maybe pick up a mana mythic like Everfrost. It's a nice hybrid between durability and just damage output. I think the build is actually very strong. I like seeing it. It's not as quite explosive as Night Harvester, but it is still an AP Gragas.
I think it's just overtuned right now. The last buff to Everfrost, they brought it too close in damage potential. You're talking about the difference in burst damage being there. Like the active CC, I think should have more of a trade-off, because the CC you're getting with Everfrost is so strong that the trade-off. Oh, never mind. We might have a Blast Cone play.
Okay, good smite by Iconic. The feathers come through as well, but don't mean anything else. It's just a blue buff not stolen, and even then, you don't want it on Udyr. You'd rather have it on Orianna. The top lane is doing battle. Huni with a level lead here. Farm is still close, but you can see how aggressive those trades are. Niles at half HP right now. Next time, Huni kills with an ulti afterwards. AblazeOlive now in battle. Nice shockwave, pulls in Lost, but he doesn't have the kill, doesn't have the damage. Nautilus ult over the top. AblazeOlive is still going to be targeted. This guy is dead. This guy is going down, and Spica is unstoppable, just like his ultimate says. Damage into Stixxay, but yeah, I talked about it. Xayah can obliterate an Olaf mid-ult. The feathers do so much damage there.
Yep, takes him down. First turret still acquired for TSM on the bottom side, and they're going to continue pushing on the top side as well. Outer turrets will be a thing of the past pretty soon here. Phreak, there's the initial flash. Lost, good flash there, getting away from the flash play from newbie. Then AblazeOlive goes for it, but doesn't have the damage with the heal. That heal keeps Lost alive and allows SwordArt to arrive in time. Once you pop that Nautilus ult on him, doesn't matter if you lantern plus flash away, follows you to the ends of the earth, and SwordArt immediately lines up his hook afterward. Good rotation over from SwordArt and PowerOfEvil to clean up the kill there for TSM.
Stixxay on the way to Essence Reaver, about as much gold now as Lost because of the fact that the shutdown was so good. Got, you know, an extra kill's worth of gold or so, which is going to make it close. You can see, yeah, the gold, 500 apart, 400 apart for the AD carries. That's pretty reasonable. If somehow Golden Guardian survives for a very, very long time, Olaf eventually can fall off. Again, just because Xayah generally puts out enough threat that Olaf can't just drain tank a team. But that's like very far down the line right now. TSM, meanwhile, are basically, hey, Stixxay and Huni, kind of against the world. Obviously, the other members have gold as well, but they were the ones who really opened it up. Spica's back in. Shockwave means absolutely nothing. I love the Gale Force in, and that's dead. Goodbye. Goodbye, AblazeOlive. Pop! And Lost is on a killing spree. Mid lane turret falls as well. TSM is still running over this game.
Yeah, that's a good thing about Olaf is a lot of your work is done in the early game, and then you get to hand off the late game heavy burden to Azir and Tristana, two of the best in the business at carrying and finishing out these games. So they definitely have the front line to create space for both these carries. You know, PowerOfEvil has shown consistently here. He's still able on Azir to get to very powerful mid games. Landry's is already completed. You mentioned the Gale Force already used by Lost in the last play. TSM doing a very good job just steamrolling ahead with the early lead that they got, not just in the top 2v2, which was huge for them, and definitely a blunder by Golden Guardians, but also mainly that Rift Herald fight, cracking it open with so many deaths there for Golden Guardians and the Rift Herald reward. It just means that this entire mid game is TSM's to lose, and it's up to them really to give the mistake over to Golden Guardians. As far as mispositioning, you know, allowing somebody to actually get caught out and gold to be handed back over. Currently still, Lost is the only one with even a gold bounty for them actually to acquire.
All right, Niles still getting the farm going on the side. Of course, Everfrost long done now for Huni. Gold difference still over 5,000. Vegeta almost pleased now as Niles walks away. We're halfway there, okay?
Yeah, 9,000.
The scouter will be activated.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
All right. Iconic gets a big stun, and hey, they get a flash down, right? Like, we're getting these small bits in the Golden Guardian side. Spica wants to save the ulti, root it in place, but if you don't ult, you take less damage. You keep the bonus armor MR. Pretty big deal there. SwordArt walking up. Newbie is a real threat. Like, he's flashless. Like, this man cannot just walk up to a Thresh like that without really risking his neck. Ultimately, he doesn't go down. No hook's going to land. Red buff can be handed over, but hold on. Re-invade for TSM. Nah, Spica would rather take the dragon right now. So, ditching into the brush. Nice smite, nice get away, but that is Dragon 3 to TSM. Some teams are willing to give away Cloud Souls. We may even see Golden Guardians not bother to defend the next one, but easy dragon pickup. TSM still in control of the map.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not really your choice. We mentioned how bad of a fight the top Rift Herald one is. They will also probably realize how bad of a fight you know, the Dragon Soul fight is for them, unless they can make some bush attempts, crazy surprise play. And you can see, you have to check a lot of these boxes for TSM. With this early gold lead, all you're really looking at is warding out these possible sneak plays from Golden Guardians. You know, if you walk into a brush that has Shockwave plus Xayah combo, you know, burst potential there, it's definitely dangerous. Like, that can still pop somebody, can still give over, you know, an objective or something to Golden Guardians, but that's why they're putting effort into a lot of these control ward lines. You see SwordArt is trailing Spica right now as they invade the jungle, leave a bunch of these wards deep in the red quadrant.
Now, items coming through. Essence Reaver done for Stixxay. Trinity Force finally in for Niles. A 19-minute mythic is not great. Lost still keeping up, though, on 2 items as well. Do want to point out, we saw it earlier, went for the Gale Force build. It is less sustained damage and more repositioning and sometimes burst and target selection. Getting away from a Camille or an Udyr or a Shockwave, obviously pretty relevant. And no hard tanks.
Use it for execute.
I mean, yeah, obviously, yes. When you're winning, you also do that. Udyr is the one hard tank on the team, so you sometimes lose DPS, you know, in that calculation. I mean, you definitely do. It's just, you know, strictly lower damage than the Kraken Slayer, but obviously, not saying it's wrong, just he is, you know, tailoring his build in this way. I actually like it in this game. I think it is the right build, but cool to see the choices going around.
I love it because, you know, like you're saying, in games when you're ahead like this, you want to see these Tristana Malphite ultimates where Tristana's jumping in to 100% somebody. And if you add Gale Force into your rotation, that gets you your execute for your rocket jump back out. So this is the YouTube highlight build that you can make for creating your own rocket jump resets by fully executing your target.
Absolutely. So, nicely done by Golden Guardians, though. They managed to pop the eye before it could crash into the inhibitor turret, so well done there to get the autos timed well and positioned well enough that no extra damage to that turret. Niles just trading blows, and, I mean, realistically, you know, it doesn't look like a 0-3 versus a 0-0-3 here, and the fact that these players are actually trading farm pretty well. They're just both sitting isolated in the side lane. He's winning everywhere else, don't get me wrong, but Huni and Niles just kind of trading blows, just trading farm back and forth. Playing a fairly uneventful game otherwise, as Zhonya's is next up for the Gragas. So it is, you know, sort of partial AP. It's all the tanky AP items. Everfrost and the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. Seeker's good, you know, good defensive item. Very decent value still on that. So rushing towards that Zhonya's. He's got a stopwatch to use to, you know, like to make a play before full combine, since you don't get, you know, much stats there with the full combine for Zhonya's. Maybe we'll see him go for an aggressive initiation with the Gragas. I love it when, you know, we still see the AP Gragas going for those with the Everfrost combination, then Zhonya's, and has flash. If he doesn't have to use it at the beginning, can use it to get out.
Ult dodges body slam, walks away, still gonna be knocked up by Nautilus though, but he's in a turret right now. Pee-wee's showing up though for the shuffle, getting away from the turret, and Niles is one auto from dead. They're gonna get it. PowerOfEvil lands the last shot, gets the kill picked up in the 3v1. Turret's gonna drop now as well as Lost shows up. And that is a 0-4 top laner. TSM open the gold lead to 7,000. They are a minute and a half away from Cloud Soul.
All right, over under on this Cloud Dragon living 15 seconds on Summoner's Rift, Phreak.
Okay.
You're going to take
it? Dead by 22-10. I'll say... Actually, TSM may be in a spot where they're like doing something, so I'll say over just because.
Okay.
Like,
or they could go Baron, you know. They could be like, oh, here, Golden Guardians, you take. Yeah. All right, that's reasonable.
I'll say past 22-10, which would be the timer, right? Yeah.
Honestly, I would actually like to see TSM just post up on the Baron with the threat of the Soul, because you know they can easily take Baron and end the entire freaking game with this state. Again. BF Sword added on top for Lost. Level 12 for the Tristana is up to the same level as Niles. Always definitely painful, you know, to see your enemy AD carry the same as one of your solo laners, especially if it is the Tristana that can jump in and look for those 100-0. You know, go for some plays.
Still getting slowed though. Not putting the Flay down just yet. Maybe it was already dodged and he burns a stopwatch, but he's always going to die there. Kind of a wasted item, but it's going to be TSM getting the kill picked up. But actually, Kobe, you're going to be right about this one. TSM's the right spot on the map. They've got the 5v4. Spica's waiting inside the pit. It's going to be a fast dragon.
All right, that dragon's not living even close to 15 seconds. Spica will make sure of it. Mid lane play for Golden Guardians, maybe as they attempt to go onto Lost. Meanwhile, they're pinging Baron. It's just Orianna up there. I think AblazeOlive was just clearing out some wards.
Oh! Kobe! Kobe, I win!
It's living on.
Kobe, I win! Spica left the dragon! I don't know why. I guess he's giving PoE the chance, but I was right. They had to play around Baron.
I didn't think that Golden Guardians actually even had enough threat, you know, to sneak a Baron or anything. I was just assuming, you know, AblazeOlive just clearing out wards there, but just clearing out the wards, TSM want to cover their bases. PoE says, I will do it, even though it takes almost Azir's whole health bar to do it, because he has no sustain. But there's no rest for them, you know. Just pick up that Cloud Soul, and I've become a jungler now. Azir nerfs have actually turned him into king of the jungle.
Great, yeah, that's going to be his 4th camp in a row now. He got blue, he got Gromp, he's getting the wolves. It's like, Spica, you can go walk mid. Do something else, whatever. We're getting the farm going. See what
role
comes
swap
next.
now that they feel like they've guaranteed themselves their top 2. They're like, all right, let's have some fun.
Yeah, why not? You know, I think we saw Mad Lions do that earlier today. So, you know, sometimes you just, whatever. You're going to win anyway, so who cares? TSM well poised now to lock top 2 in the LCS. Chance at a #1 seed into the playoffs. A mid-season showdown, the easiest opponent possible. We know their similar opponents are going to be Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, Cloud9. Those are the possible fights that they have in the first round. From the upper bracket is now Lost trying to get away and does so. Gale Force and Rocket Jump down. Niles TP's in. Flash combo misses Stixxay. He's going to get away from the rest of the knockouts, but that's going to be an anchor landing, and Stixxay gets the root, gets shut down. Shockwave dodged by SwordArt stopwatch, and it's 2-1 so far. Only a kill on the support, and it will not be a third. All of Golden Guardians running away for their lives, but only AblazeOlive has his. Gets a slow, gets to run with phase rush, gets out, but TSM takes that fight 4-1.
How good is SwordArt there? Sacrificing himself, he, off of Huni's play, blowing Xayah's ultimate there, he walks in so deep to be able to line up the hook as soon as Stixxay lands back on the ground. Stixxay dies with flash there. SwordArt is able to follow up with the hook. He immediately Zhonya's. In the end, trades his life for the teamfight victory, for the kill onto Xayah, you know, taking down the carry. Fully worth for TSM. Well executed in their focus in the team fight, take down the carries, burn out the ultimate first, follow up CC, and they take this one. So they do get the flank around the backside, because even though Tristana's chased off, Huni, he goes in onto Stixxay, and then Stixxay actually ults the Everfrost. But SwordArt is looking for him to come down. As soon as he arrives, the Xayah is dead, and the rest of TSM are just picking apart the Golden Guardians. Remnants here of their team fight. AblazeOlive, the only one to live, but you know, he doesn't get to do much except for tell the tale of the demise of the rest of the squad.
Yep. Unfortunately, team is dropping away. Infinity Edge will be a nice power spike for Stixxay in about 1,000 gold, but doesn't have that right now. Instead, the IE's already in for Lost. His damage output is massive right now. Gonna have an easy time killing anyone he wants to hit right now, and obviously the 8-kill Olaf's gonna feel good. Pretty standard build of Chem Tank into both the move speed items. And now, TSM waiting for the next push forward. 2 people sitting in Fog of War, except for the ward right there. Puts a controller down, now it's gone. Lost hiding in Fog, but ready to push down the bottom lane. Baron buff on for 2 minutes right now as TSM goes in. This turret is going to be a pretty easy target. Golden Guardian's not going to defend this one easily, although with the ult coming across to AblazeOlive could be a lot. Iconic barely flashed the way, but Gale Force! Lost gets the assassination. He's on a rampage. Beautifully done. TSM gonna knock down the first inhibitor, and they can go for more. It's 5v4, and they can push down. Goodbye. Goodbye to Niles. Cannot defend anything. Great anchor in for SwordArt. The rocket jump in. AblazeOlive lives, but he's at half health. And in a 5v3, this push is gonna be pretty easy for TSM's side. They will lose the minions for now, but the waves are coming in for mid lane right now.
Yep, TSM not going to waste any time there, Phreak. I think you might get your favorite name change for Lost after all.
Yes.
Splits coming right up. This inhibitor is down, and they actually aren't going to hard force on Nexus turrets, even with Niles and Iconic still down. They're going to run the full gauntlet here, clean up all 3 lanes as they go to get top wave minions. And it should be a pretty comfortable finish here with the extra speed from Cloud Drake. Maybe they go for the dive, pop ultimates and charge right on in there.
There we go, charge comes down, minions go away. Anchor's gonna land, easy target there, flashing away to safety for now. Spica dropped low, and that will be a kill. That is big damage for Stixxay. Flash hook, It's gonna catch one. Shockwave pulls in Gragas, but the anchor brings in support and also grabs him a kill out of the mid laner. The flash in, the chase down, PowerOfEvil sets him up and knocks him down. TSM, they lose 1, but they win the fight 21-4. Bot, and the chance at first seed. The Bud Light Ace will signal the death of Golden Guardians. SwordArt pops in G2 Flare for good measure. See you at MSI maybe, as game ends. TSM 12-6 in the LCS.
Yes, sir. That was quite a stomp here from TSM. Early game just insanely out of control. What with the top teleport return there from Niles into lane, with Spica still there on Olaf, instantly killing him, then the return ganks on top side, and then Guardians still starting up the fight on Rift Herald and taking the 5-on-5 on their weak side of the map where they had suffered so many of these early losses. After that one, TSM able to use this early game control, objective stacking, just right down, you know, as expected there, honestly, with that early game lead.
Yeah, well done by TSM. I mean, we knew coming in they were the better team. They look like, you know, a top 3 team in the LCS, top 2 reliably against, yeah, the weakest team right now in the LCS. The road for Golden Guardians was always, we're going to improve. By June, these games are going to be wins. That's when we're going to see them next, more or less, is that this is over. Golden Guardians have no more games to play. They are not in playoffs. We will see them in the summer split, and they are carrying forward their 3-15 record. From there, they've got to get to at least top 8 to make that into a playoff run to go for Worlds. But again, they are, you know, 2 games behind CLG, another few games behind FlyQuest for the chance at being at 8th place. So that is the road ahead for Golden Guardians. For TSM, the road is playoffs and the chance at a tiebreaker. They need evil geniuses, they need immortals to beat Cloud9 so that they can be in that kind of head-to-head to fight for number 1. If Cloud9 wins, hey, sorry, they own the head-to-head. TSM, you're not getting first seed. So we'll see how that one goes. That'll be the consideration as time moves on to see if they can make that number 1 seed happen. Now, on the other side, we will hear from TSM's PowerOfEvil in our Verizon post-game interview. So we'll see you there.